Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a little bit of a departure from the way that I normally do my replays. This is a game that is featuring the Tier 6 American Heavy Cruiser Pensacola. The Pensacola gets kind of a bad rap. It sat at Tier 7 for a long time on the line. It's been moved down to Tier 6, and it does perform better at Tier 6 than it did at Tier 7. But it still struggles. It has very weak sides. It is known for being a floating citadel, and if we pick up the armor layout on this thing, you can just see that the entire side of this thing is just a floating citadel. If you angle against 152 millimeter or lower guns, like what's in most cruisers, you can and will bounce some of those. But against battleships, you're going to eat citadels from every angle. I like playing this ship at range. I just enjoy keeping my distance and firing from island cover. And you're going to see in this match that I do overextend and I pay a price for it. But this match I like because it shows the Pensacola in all of its strengths and weaknesses. I do misspeak in the post credits though. I say it had a 4-point commander. It actually has 8. The plan for this one, I have preventative maintenance, expert marksman, and demo expert. The plan on this one is to pick up concealment next and then either go back and pick up priority target or maybe save to 12 points to get adrenaline rush. Alright, so that's the plan for this guy. I do run a premium damage control on this tune, but stock consumables elsewise. I have the B hull and I have the upgraded main battery firing range out to 15.7 kilometers. No upgrades. I'm running no upgrades on this ship. So it does come with 10 203 millimeter guns. It does have 8 127 millimeter secondaries for a range of 4.5 kilometers and 11% fire chance. And I do get some secondaries, I think like 4 rounds secondary hits in this one. But really, in a Pensacola, you should not be trying to get that close. It does have decent anti-air for the tier. I am not doing an anti-air build on this captain. I will probably stick just DPM. Ship-to-ship DPM on this build, but I do intend to train up eventually an anti-air commander. If I'm planning on running anti-air, I'm just more than likely going to switch over to my Cleveland on my light line. All right, maneuverability, she is fairly maneuverable. Concealment, mediocre. I do intend to pick up the concealment module, like I said. All right, folks. Without further ado, let's get into that replay video. Okay, folks, this is going to be one of those rare Tier 6 fights. It is a domination match on the map Ring. It is a carrier battle, and there are 3 destroyers on each team. So, even though this match is going to ultimately be a loss, I chose it because it does show off the Pensacola in all of its glory, its strengths and its weaknesses. So how do I play the Pensacola? I like to play it at range. I prefer to stay close to max range. It does have those lofty American shell arcs though, so you are going to have to compensate for that. But even though the shell arcs are lofty, you're going to see in this match that, at least on the Pensacola, they are accurate. If you do overextend, wait until after a salvo comes in, then turn out and try to kite away. And you're going to see me use that. I do get overextended and I pay a price for it in this match, but you're going to see me start to use that kiting technique. And it's something that you need to learn, how to do both as in a destroyer and in a cruiser. I am a cruiser main. I'm very comfortable in cruisers. I do enjoy destroyers as well. Battleships, I like them, but they're a bit big and sluggish for my taste. I'm trying to learn carriers as well. Have the Langley researched. That's definitely a different play style. I am horrible in a carrier right now. So I'm heading toward the back of this island. I want to maintain cover as much as possible. And you can see I have all of D within range, as well as most of the islands and the wide open spaces ahead of me. The range on these is pretty good, 15.7 kilometers. A big mistake a lot of cruiser captains make is that they rush headlong into the fight right behind the kamikaze, and they're the first one spotted. and you do not want to be first in a cruiser. Now the Furutaka has two, I believe they're 203s as well. They are a heavy caliber gun. 152s on most light cruisers, you're going to be able to bounce in a Pensacola as long as you're not showing them full broadside. If you're a bit angled, you can bounce them. But those guns on the Furutaka will hurt if they hit me. I believe he could probably citadel me through my nose with his guns. We are aircraft spotted, which is inconvenient. I do have AP loaded because I was anticipating seeing cruisers first. So we're going to put some shots out on this Furutaka, who is conveniently showing us full broadside. So there we go. 1 citadel, 1 pin, but look at that, 4 overpins. These guns are great, but against cruisers, if you're shooting AP, you are going to see a lot of overpins. I'm going to continue the fire. I can consider switching to HE there because the Furutaka was angling out, but look at that, we still got 3 penetrations from it. Dallas coming in, again, conveniently showing us broadside. His guns are pointed at us. And here comes some HE salvo. So we're going to slow down, throw in full reverse, and abuse those WASD. Look at that. 5 citadels. 1 salvo, 5 sits. He switched over to armor piercing. We are a bit angled. Looks like he caught on to us. He knows what we're doing. But we bounced most of them. 3,000 damage. Okay. Like I said, the armor in the Pensacola, as long as you're not showing a cruiser full broadside, you should be okay. Furutaka, again, the heavies, they will punish you, though. More shots going out. Try to hit that Dallas. 4 overpins. Ah, that's unfortunate. I wish we could have finished him off. Gonna keep up the fire on him. Man, that was a great salvo, wasn't it? 35,000. We're about 4 minutes into the game. We're already up to 35,000 damage. Alright, we have a Mitsuki cruising in. It's just taken decap. So we're going to get ready to switch. We already have AP loaded. We're going to fire it, then we're going to switch over to HE. 1 penetration. Now, we know what's coming, right? We're going to anticipate that there are torpedoes inbound. So we're going to abuse WASD, and we're going to start turning out. Awesome. It's like, what, 7 penetrations? 1 fire, 1 incapacitation. Good salvo. These guns, the HE will absolutely punish both battleships and destroyers alike. 1 more salvo on him. 1 more fire, and that fire is going to stick. 5 more penetrations. That fire is going to burn down, so it's going to be us or the kamikaze going to finish him off. 1 more salvo out, and the fire takes him. Alright, first kill of the game. Alright, so evaluating this, the enemy is slightly ahead on points. They are ahead of us on caps. We are working on a cap. Enemy holds C and D, and it looks like most of their force is out to the west of the map. We do have the Furutaka, the Dallas. We have a Podvoisky out here somewhere. New Mexico and New York are coming in, and there's Mr. Podvoisky. Okay, so we're probably going to wind up taking some shots at him. Give him a fair lead because Podvoisky is fast. We're one of the fastest ships in the game. Good salvo. Look at the accuracy on those guns, though. Somebody taking some shots at us. Podvoisky looks like he's coming in. He's slowing down. He's going to smoke up. His engines will broke. Put out another salvo on him. Hammer's Ravager. Oh, Dev Strike. Good salvo. Again, those American 203s. We're going to switch over to the New Mexico. Took that Podvoisky out real quick. Well, I was, but Dallas showed back up. So we are going to concentrate on trying to finish off that Dallas. I didn't lead him quite enough. Way off on that one. And we are behind the island now, so it's good for us to be behind the island. The Furutaka is slipping back around on us. You can look at it on the mini-map, and thankfully he's shooting HE at us. If that would have been AP, we might have been in trouble. We're going to come back around. Still have HE loaded, but we're going to switch to AP. Because, again, the Furutaka is kind of in the same boat as we are. I mean, he has a large citadel. He's not that well armored. At Tier 5, though, he has a very strong ship, and he has great torpedoes. Sending out that armor piercing. Boom, goes the dynamite. Double citadel for the kill. And we shot down his aircraft. Just a little insult to injury. But you can see we have taken some heavy damage on this side. That's what I was saying earlier. I got way overextended. I am far too close to both of those battleships. And being alone on this flank, we're really the only thing for them to shoot at right now. The carrier is sending in some Tier 7 dive bombers on us. And we are about to hit both our fighter aircraft and our anti-air. And we're going to shred us some aircraft. Continue to lay down fire on the New York and the New Mexico as we can. But right now, I am just trying to keep as much... Oh, here it comes. Got lucky there. I'm trying to keep as much of the island between me and those battleships as possible. And it's time to run away. It's time to enter kiting mode. Well past time to enter kiting mode, actually. I'm just going to try to keep up. I've chosen the New York. Don't ask me why. He's just the one heading, well, actually, he's the one that's heading south and east. You look at the New Mexico. The New Mexico heading more north and east. He's going to be behind that island in a minute. I'm going to lose spotting on him. So I don't really want to split my shots between the New York and the New Mexico. I want to keep the pressure on one ship, because this HE, even the armor piercing, showing broadside light, he's kind of angled against the superstructure on that New York. I really could have gone AP, might have gotten a little bit more damage and faster, shorter order, but stick with the HE in this case. I'm trying to light fires. I am looking at that New Mexico, but I'm going to keep it up on the New York, I believe. Already have a fire ticket on him. See if we can't get another one. And since it's burning, it's probably a permafire, or he's smart enough to ignore one fire. Already up to 86,000. Here comes another salvo. Takes some more damage, down to 5,000 health. But kiting away has definitely increased our chances of survival here. It's definitely increased our lifespan, so maybe we can continue. And it looks like the New York's not going to point its guns at me anymore. So we're going to continue out. Be mindful, try not to pull a knot, so we've got some islands up here. I was looking at that one island up to the north and west of me as a potential safe haven where I could maybe do some more shooting from. Britannia's heading down at full health, so that's going to take some of the pressure off of me. Just remember, when you're kiting, just like that, abuse those WA and S&D keys. Keep an eye on who you're engaging. I'm trying to keep one eye on the New York, one eye on the New Mexico. When you see that plume of smoke off the ship, you know that they just fired and it's time to hit hard rudder. I wish I would have put the acceleration module on this ship. I don't have any upgrades on here, but an acceleration module would have really helped out. As would rudder shift. Rudder shift would have been good too. Good salvo, 3 pins. Broke some modules. Just going to keep up the fire. And unfortunately, I mean, this is just the way that you really have to play a ship like this. Try not to get too close. Try not, definitely try not to show broadside. I was way off on this. I don't know what I was thinking on that one. If you look at the mini-map, my aiming reticle wasn't even on him. So that's going to go way ahead of him. Yeah, you have ones like that. Looking at the mini-map, we hold 3 caps. We are well ahead on points. Well, we were. But things are starting to fall apart. I mean, they are definitely looking better than us on ships. They still have a destroyer in the hunt, Fubuki out there. We don't know where he is. We own A, B, and D. But as is the case in World of Warships, and I'm detected by the New York, I'm out in the open. Obviously, I just fired. There we go. But as is the case in World Warships so many times, you know, of course you can be winning 1 minute and then just lose a couple of ships in short order and just absolutely fall apart. So even though we're looking good, pretty good at this point, I mean, you can see that we have lost Britannia, we have Iron Duke, New Mexico, me, and the Independence. They are ahead of us by, they have twice as many ships as we do. And again, that Fubuki is unaccounted for. Okay, now I'm detected, and I'm not really line of sight with anybody. You know, we're still detected. Just get 5 pins and fire. It's a good salvo. But what it tells me is that Fubuki that was last spotted in the Ring of Islands, he's heading this way. He is out in the open, and most likely there goes D. Yeah, I thought he was going for D. There's a smoke screen where he last was, but he is in D. He is starting to take D, and we're taking fire from somebody. Put out some shots on this New Mexico. So when there's a Japanese destroyer in a cap that you're heading toward, you know you have to expect torpedoes, and there he is. He's already lost over half of his health, so we're going to try to finish this guy. Good salvo out on him. Unfortunately, my rear guns are way out of the picture, and we are only 4 kilometers away from this guy, which means we are way too close. Got some secondary shots going down. Gives us defense ribbons. I really flubbed that. We did pick up Confederate, lit him on fire. Got a couple more defense ribbons out of that. But here come those torpedoes that we knew were coming in. And I'm going to start kiting away. Even though we lose spotting, I'm still detected. We know that Fubuki is out there somewhere. Here come the shells, and I'm down to 355 health, folks. It's me and the Iron Duke, and there's absolutely no way I'm going to survive this. So I'm just thinking, okay, maybe I can get out one more fire on the New York. Maybe I can finish off that Fubuki if I can see him again. Now, we know the Fubuki is behind the island. I am no longer spotted, but that's going to change. I mean, I've already accepted at this point that we have lost. We're still up on points, but it's so close, and there's that New York. One last salvo out on this guy. Here comes a round that will likely finish me. And got a fire. Alright, so fire will continue to tick. There's that Fubuki. But yeah, when I go down, they pull ahead on points. Bob Steele, you're going to see, we're going to hang out with Bob because the match is so close. Bob does a pretty good job here. I mean, it's respectable. It's Bob against the world. I mean, he's taking on half the enemy team by himself. See, the Fubuki is actually setting up a smoke screen on him. Probably just waiting for his torps to finish off a cooldown. He's taking on the New York and the New Mexico, both together here as I go belly up. I'm going to come over here and join him. Now watch this. I wish I had my angles better. But, yeah. Oh, Bob did a good job dodging those torps. Try to come out on it here. So now we know that the Fubuki's torpedoes are out. He's on cooldown. I did pick up high caliber in there somewhere. I was kind of hoping that, man, that New York was really my nemesis throughout this whole match. I was kind of hoping that Bob would finish him off. Unfortunately, I don't think he does. I think there goes the dive bombers and torpedo bombers inbound. And Bob's one mistake here, he doesn't maneuver. He doesn't maneuver properly. He's turning out, trying to unmask his guns from that New York. I think he knows it's kind of inevitable. He's on fire. And here comes the end of the game right here. It was fun. You know, even though it was a loss, it was fun. I'll see you post credits. You know what? That was a good game. That was a fun game. I will call that a solid loss. Even though we lost the match, you know, you can't win them all. Even though we lost, I still consider that a very good game. And it really shows off what the Pensacola can do, both its strengths and its weaknesses. Definitely want to play this one more at range. Those guns are amazing, though. Great against a destroyer. So 278,384 credits, 3,053 experience, 169 free experience. Picked up Dev Strike, Confederate, and High Caliber. We dealt 121,406 damage. That is respectable. 115 shells on target with 93 penetrations. 8 aircraft shot down. That's the American AA for you. 4 incapacitations, 3 kills. Set 8 fires, 8 citadels. And how about that one salvo? 5 of those 8 citadels was out of one salvo against that Dallas. 6 cap defenses, 4 secondary hits, and 2 spotted ribbons. So taking a peek at the leaderboard, did come out MVP on that one by a significant margin. Laguisanair, look at that. Good base experience. Good job on that, Lagui. Let's go ahead and throw a compliment over to him. Looking at the detail report, the Furutaka sank in, the Podboyski, the Mitsuki. Almost had that New York. Man, I wish we would have been able to finish him off. But the Dallas, 25,300. The Fubuki, let's see, the New Mexico, and we shot down 7 of the carrier's aircraft. Let's see, shot down 1 catapult fighter, 1 fighter, and 6 dive bombers. All right, and take a peek at the credits and XP. All right, there we go. So I made 278,384, and I brought home 225,000 of that. So, yeah, the Tier 6 Pensacola, it can be a good moneymaker. That's a decent ship. So, yeah, not bad. Take a peek at that again right quick. Main battery out of 121,000, 102,000 of that came from the main battery. You know, fairly even. A little bit more from the high explosive, but I shot a lot more HE. Secondary battery actually did 2,000 damage and 16,000 from fire. We had a potential 997,769 damage against us. So that's really good. And almost half of the defense, not quite half, the defense points came from us. You know what? Like I said, even though that was a loss, I'm happy with that. And this is only I want to say a 4-point commander. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to like the heavy cruiser line. I love my Cleveland. I love the light cruiser line. I'm glad I decided to grind this one out. All right, folks, thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in game.